and welcome back. So today I'm going to go over some of the things to expect with your body postpartum and a little bit of what to expect with the baby postpartum. So the first things that I'm going to go over is what to expect with your body. Whenever you come home from the hospital, if you got the epidural, what to expect whenever the epidural starts to wear off, and some of the things that I would recommend to use to help with the healing process. So some of the things that they provide for you at the hospital are going to be the perineal ice packs. They're going to provide the peri bottle, some of the mesh panties, the tux packs, and the dermaplast. Now they have these are the perineal ice packs. What you do is you actually keep it in the package. These are from the hospital. So you'll keep it in the package and it shows you to fold on this line. It doesn't matter, just fold it. What you'll do is you'll fold it in half and you'll hear a pop. All right, and then what you'll do is you'll shake it while it's still in the package. So when you shake it, I kind of just let it go upside down. Shake, shake, shake. And then it gets really cold to the touch. So then what you'll do is you'll take it out of the packaging. Take it out of the packaging. I never use the strip to put it onto the mesh panties. I just put it in there because you change it so often. Now, these are not for absorbency, they're for coolness. So you'll probably have to use one of the pads that they provide for you at the hospital, or whenever you get home, just use some of those pads that they provided from the hospital. So be sure to ask for extras. Anyway, these are now this is cool to the touch, and whenever you put it on in your underwear, whenever you sit on it, it helps relieve the pain from down there. Here is the peri bottle that they provided at the hospital. You just fill it up with warm water and you'll spray down there whenever you go to the restroom. I would not recommend using toilet paper. I would just use this to clean myself after going to the restroom on top of the tux pads. I don't have the tux pads because I figured everyone knows what they look like. And then the dermaplast, I use this after every single time I went to the bathroom. It really, really helps with the itchiness, the pain that you feel down there. This is a lifesaver. So dermaplast, you can find it at any retail store. Okay, so these are, yes, they're big, but remember, you also just had a baby in your belly and you're gonna be a little stretched out and a little swollen. So these are the mesh panties that they provided, okay? You'll see they're kind of like boys' shorts, right? So what you'll do is whenever you put these on, you can take that perineal ice pack, put it right there in the middle, and pull those bad boys up. So when I got home, I actually switched over to these mesh panties. Now these are the Frida panties, and I loved these. So they're the boy shorts as well, right? But the middle, it's not that small little like sewn together two pieces. It actually has like some ground for you to put things on, right? So these are my favorite, and they go all the way up to your waist. So they kind of give you like some tummy support. And the band is actually pretty thick as well, if you see. Now these are disposables. So whenever you get the Frida pack, I think it comes with 8 of them in the box. I highly, highly, highly recommend these. These are awesome. 5 stars completely. Now, my favorite thing that I discovered were these pads. It's from Covidine and Curity. Yes, I know, COVID, weird, but Curity maternity pads, heavy. So I got these on Amazon. These are amazing. The reason why I like these better than the ones that they give you at the hospital is because, you look, these are fluffy, they're soft, they feel like cotton, and they are so comfortable. So they say whenever you get home from the hospital that you want to sit on pillows, you want to sit on things that are comfortable, because you are going to hurt down there if you give birth vaginally. So I would recommend these, especially after giving birth vaginally, because these offer like a nice cushion. Now, some of the things that they also gave me at the hospital were stool softeners. They only gave me a couple of them. Whenever I came home, I didn't think that I needed them. Boy, was I wrong. Yes, please go buy yourself some stool softeners before you have the baby. That way you already have it in the bathroom. Stool softeners will save your life. Trust me. Now, some of the things I want to kind of go over on what to expect with your body actually happening is if you give birth vaginally, which everything I'm going to talk about from here on out is going to be vaginal birth. I did not have a C-section, so I cannot speak on that. But speaking on vaginal delivery and everything to expect with your body once you come home. So some of the things to expect on the first couple of days whenever you come home is that you are going to be sore. When you go to sit down, when you get up, whenever you walk around, you're going to be sore down there. And that's okay. That's something to expect. I mean, you literally just gave birth to a baby, to a human, to a whole entire human being. So it's expected, right? So the soreness is inevitable. Now, some of the things that you can do to help relieve some of the pain is sometimes the hospitals will give you some Motrin to take home, or if you're like me, Tylenol is the only thing that works for me. So I got some Tylenol. I actually bought it before I gave birth, so I made sure that I had some on hand for whenever I came home, because let me tell you, you are not going to want to go anywhere once you are home from the hospital. You want to stay in bed all day long, or sit on the couch, or do absolutely nothing, and that is okay. Do that. Do nothing. Another thing to expect is you may have a little bit of shakiness in your legs, a little bit of chills, and night sweats. Oh my God, night sweats were a thing. I literally woke up in a pool of sweat every single day for about 2-3 weeks. So no matter how many layers of clothes you don't wear, it's still going to happen because your hormones are still regulating. So you're not crazy, you're not broken. What I did was I just slept with the towel underneath me, so that kind of helped my bed sheets not have to be washed every single day. Let's see. You will more than likely get the baby blues. Expect to cry and be emotional and hormonal. That is normal. It is totally normal. I would literally be feeding my baby and I would just start crying. I just got so sad. I don't even know why. I try to look at myself and be like, why are you even sad? Why are you even crying? Am I going crazy? No, you're not going crazy. It's normal. Baby blues is totally a thing, and more than likely it's going to happen. So whenever your milk first comes in, it takes between 3 to 5 days after giving birth for your milk to come in. Now, you're probably asking well, how will I know whenever it comes in? Oh, you'll know. You will know. I remember very, very distinctly where I was and what I was doing whenever mine came in. I was sitting on the couch with my mother. We were talking, and this was 4 days postpartum. I had major baby blues. I was scared to death. I mean, I'm a first-time mom. I had no idea what to expect. Sitting on the couch with my mom, just talking, trying to keep my mind busy. And then all of a sudden, from right up here, I started feeling tingliness, right? Tingling, just coming down straight to the right. And I was like, I told my mom, I said, Mom, I don't know what's happening to me. She says, I think your milk supply is coming in. And then it almost happened instantly. It's like they just started ballooning up. So that's called engorgement, right? Your milk is coming in. So they started to kind of fill up and started to get rock hard. And I almost felt like one of those male bodybuilders with those pecs, because it was so close to my chin. that it was hard like a rock, and I remember being in pain. Of course, I'm reiterating the fact that I am a first-time mother, okay? No idea what to expect, no idea what to do with that. I'm over here like, well, my baby doesn't want to latch. I don't even know anything about pumping. So I just sat there for about 4 or 5 hours with these engorged milk boobs, right? I'm calling lactation consultants, I'm crying, I'm, going through a mess of emotions. And then whenever I finally got off the phone with my lactation consultant, I felt so much better. My suggestion and my advice is do some research on if baby does not latch, or you decide you don't want to breastfeed from day one and you want to do exclusive pumping, which is what I do. I would do some research on it before you have your baby so you have somewhat of an idea of what to expect. There are tons of pumping groups on Facebook. There's breastfeeding groups. There's all of these support groups on Facebook. I highly, highly recommend you join those groups before having baby. So if you have questions, you can ask them to other mothers who are experienced who can help you. Now, if you're going to exclusively pump, I would recommend watching my pumping video for me to explain in further detail on what to expect when pumping and how to go about that, how many times, how often, what to do with the milk whenever you're done, yada, 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 okay? So, for now, do some research, figure out if you're gonna have a plan B, what's gonna happen if baby doesn't latch, are you gonna breastfeed, are you gonna pump, or are you gonna formula feed? Either way, fed is best, okay? Now, when you're dealing with the first milk supply coming in, I would recommend getting the Haka. This is the Haka, okay? It's silicone all over, right? I could roll it up in a little ball if I wanted to, okay? The Haka. What you'll do is if you're gonna breastfeed baby, you wanna put this thing on one boob while baby is feeding on the other. The reason why is so you can catch the excess milk coming from the other boob, because when you're stimulating one, the other is going to be stimulated as well. Whenever I called my midwife, she told me all of these things are normal. Of course, I would always consult the doctor. Do not go off of what I say. I'm just giving my experiences. But what I experienced was shaky legs and like shivers every night whenever I would wake up in the middle of the night with my baby. Now, the reason why I would say that was A, because the medicine was wearing off and the pain was almost too much for my body to indulge. So what I would do is I would keep the Motrin or Tylenol, whichever you choose, by your bedside. Take it on its recommended dosage, and that way it can help with the pain. The chills was just my body's hormones regulating, so my temperature in my body was also regulating as well. Now, I felt weak. I don't know how to explain it, but I just felt weak, and it was probably from sleep deprivation and from nutrient deficiency, because I just wasn't hungry. I had my mind on so many other things, and then when I would set my 3-day-old, 4-day-old baby down and he would start crying, I was like, oh, I don't need to eat anything. He needs me, right? And so I would go 4, 5, 6 hours without eating, and hello, food deprived over here, and now I'm hungry, but baby's good, right? If I could go back and tell you the things that I know now, I would say it is okay to let the baby cry while you get yourself some food. What I would recommend, if this makes you feel better, is talk to your baby while you're in the other room getting some food, or if you have food planned out and prepped, which you probably won't, let's be real. While you're getting food, just talk to your baby so your baby hears your voice, and that gives them some sense of like security while you're getting some food for yourself and feeding yourself, right? Because baby needs a healthy mom. I do not believe in the cry it out method. Some moms do, I don't. The reason why is from extensive research that I've done. It shows that, and I've even asked my midwife as well and the pediatrician, when you tend to your baby's needs right away, your baby feels that sense of security and builds that trust between you and your baby. And that's where you're bonding with your baby, is when he or she needs you and you go to them right away to meet their needs. That's how they develop that trust for you. They are so young and their brains are still developing. They don't know how to manipulate you yet. Just imagine yourself without your arms or your legs being able to move or go anywhere and being in one position, but being hungry, having to go to the restroom, or just wanting to move around. And you're just sitting there and nothing's happening. You're gonna be scared and you're gonna feel lonely and you're gonna be upset. So think of it that way. Think of it as my baby wants me to pick him up, to move him around, to see the world, to look at other things, to change his diaper, to feed his belly. All those different things are going through his head. He's not sitting there going, let me manipulate my mom. Oh, she's gonna go eat something? Cry. Oh, she has to go to the bathroom? Cry. No. He just doesn't know what's going on. And it's okay to hold your baby when he cries. I promise. Of course, if you're still doing that whenever baby's 2, 3, 4 years old, I guess that's another conversation for another day. Or I'll probably make a video about that then. But for right now, just pick your baby up. He'll be fine. You'll be fine. You're not spoiling him. You're giving him plenty of love, and you're helping him build that trust between you and him or her. Now, when people say sleep when your baby sleeps, I laughed. I laughed so hard. And now I'm laughing hard because I laughed so hard. I did not sleep whenever he slept. I cleaned my house, I did my laundry, I mopped the floors, I played with the dogs, I did things for me while he was sleeping. And then guess what? I was so tired by the end of the day, and he wasn't, because guess what? Their sleep schedules are backwards, so all throughout the day, they want to sleep, while you want to do all this stuff around the house. You want to do your dishes, you want to do your laundry, you want to clean your floors, you want to put your makeup on or do your hair or take a shower, right? Well, this guy or girl is going to be up every 1 or 2 hours whenever it's your normal sleep cycle. Guess what? You can't sleep because you have a baby to take care of. You have a human to tend to. When they say to sleep when baby sleeps, just do it. Even if it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Even if you have slept from 10 a.m. all the way to 5 p.m. and then you're up from 6 to 2 a.m. You do not have a schedule anymore, at least for the first couple of weeks when the baby is home. Their sleep cycle is backwards. When I mean backwards, I mean it. When you're used to sleeping, they're awake. When they're awake, you want to sleep. Don't do that. So try your best to please take my advice. I promise you, you will thank me. Because if I could go back, I would have totally done it. But I just had so much stuff to get done. And guess what? 12 weeks later, I still have the same stuff to get done. And I probably shed a few years off of my life from not sleeping when I should have been sleeping. Don't forget to eat. That is something that is so easy to do postpartum. You forget to eat. Get yourself a little snack, get some protein bars, get some protein drinks, things that are going to help keep you fully nourished. whenever you are home for the first couple of weeks. Yes, you can do the freezer meals before you go to the hospital. I didn't do that, mainly because I didn't really have room in my freezer. But if that's something you want to do, that is awesome. And if you have room for it, go for it. That way you can get yourself a nice little portion, get yourself some food to eat, because baby needs a nourished and healthy mom. Now, going back to the crying situation. When the baby cries, you almost have like that cringy, like, oh, feeling, right? Because he's a part of you or she's a part of you. And you'll think like, oh my gosh, I have to stop what I'm doing, I have to drop everything and I have to go pick the baby up. Well, if you're not busy, yeah, I would recommend doing that. You can hold your baby, you can pick up baby whenever he or she cries. But if you're in the middle of something, finish it out, accept the cry, get used to it because it's going to happen a lot. I would just say accept it early on and do what you need to do, finish it out. If you're eating, finish eating. That's probably one of the hardest things that I had to accept, was letting the baby cry while I did something for myself, as in eating, not like going shopping, not anything like that. I had to eat, and baby cried a little bit. So what I did was I put him in one of those little rocky things that go on the floor, the little bouncers. I put him next to me and I bounced him while I was eating. That way he knew I was there, but I wasn't necessarily not doing what I needed to do for myself, if that makes sense. So those are a couple of things that I can advise and that I can suggest. And if you have any questions, drop them below. Other than that, stay tuned for my pumping video to go along with this one. And y'all have a wonderful day. Bye.